Louis Gonzales, and this is my article, Speech, A Guide on How to Be an American. These are my people that are watching, and my wife's holding the camera, so that's 3. Okay. Who here has read the guide that the U.S. provides for new immigrants in our country when they first arrive? Unless you have migrated to the U.S. recently, I would venture most of you haven't. In the article, an analysis of Welcome Home, Examining the Power of Representation in the United States, Citizenship and Immigration Services, Guide for New Immigrants by Sarah C. Bishop, the author describes how the book, Welcome to the United States, is a guide for new immigrants, helps encourage newly arrived immigrants on how to be normal Americans by using a rhetorical framework to set a tone of the guide. The guide comes in 14 languages and is a widespread table of contents, and it's free. According to Bishop, the guide also addresses safety issues and regulations for immigrants to follow in order to fit and succeed. Bishop argues how the guide uses ways to make immigrants who read it feel ignorant, and that the guide for new immigrants presents a constructed version of reality to its reader. The author goes on to quote different scholars and help support his argument. Chapin, who argues even the most technical and powerful, highly valued bodies of knowledge should be regarded to open inquiry. Higler warns against the danger of being overcome by the claim of common reality to the only reality. Bishop will first examine the analysis, the theoretical reviews of literature that relate to the occurrence of giving one culture up for another, and how mass media can influence who we are, in addition to different theories and views and notions by different scholars. The analysis will focus on methods used to create within the reader a sense of ignorance, and how important is some information provided by the guide. In order to validate the argument, the guide is being used by the government as a tool of power in the form of communication for benefits of the government. After reviewing the literature, Bishop argues that the guide fails to permit normal exchange of message between the reader and the message. Bishop uses the statement, "We welcome you and wish you every success in the United States," to demonstrate how the guide wants to show familiarity with the reader to give them a sense of confidence in the government, but failing to see the reader in normal communication. Bishop also argues, despite a scholar's theory on enculturation, you learn, which is, as you learn one culture, you forget the other. It's an easy process, but that it is more complicated than that, and how other research has shown that immigrants can come to resent the new culture as a threat, who they are. The means to measure were limited. Therefore, the only method used was qualitative, that consisted of reading the entire book and looking for any clues of certain truths and hidden ones. The author identified 3 major themes: the construction of the reader's ignorance, the portrayal of the American government as a helpmate, and the condoning of normative lifestyles. Bishop claims that the first theme first makes a distinction between the United States, we, and the immigrants, you. The distinction is used throughout the whole guide, while instructing the immigrants on how to live, what is considered normal in the U.S. Second, it emphasizes the fact that there is a need to be wary of any non-government guidance or assistance. In the last theme, Bishop states that in the condoning of normative lifestyles is where the guide gives immigrants a culture advice on how to be an American. And if any immigrants want to succeed, they should conform. Bishop argues that Americans are being used as an example. Bishop also goes on to state how, although some information is useful, it can also be a form of control. Nowhere in the article does it offer advice on helping maintain cultural identity, contradicting the melting pot idea. Thank you.